What is going on with Danica Patrick and F1 fans? Formula One fans seem more upset at Danica than usual. I use a different means to watch F1, so never see her. What is going on and why is everyone so upset with her? Answer. Danica was brought in as an F1 commentator primarily to appeal to the US audience, where she is known for commentating on various racing series. F1 has made some questionable choices lately regarding guest commentators. While the likes of Jenson Button, former British F1 champion, and James Hinchcliffe, Canadian IndyCar driver, have been praised as giving great commentary, others like Nico Rosberg, former German F1 champ turned YouTube blogger, and Damon Hill, former British F1 champion, have been less popular. The number of commentators has gotten a tad ridiculous, and there's been some calls for Sky Sports and F1 TV to gut their lineup and reduce their commentating teams down to just the better people. For background, Danica was a mediocre IndyCar talent. Danica came into motorsport with a lot of attention, and to her credit is one of the most successful female drivers in history, and is notable for having led the Indy 500 for a while, and winning a race in Japan. As many pundits have pointed out, though, she was promoted to the top level far too quickly, in part because of her big sponsorship deals, so she ultimately underperformed. Her career was stymied by pushing her to the top level too quickly, because she's hot and therefore was ideal for advertising. That's not to say she was a bad driver, she was actually pretty good. Unfortunately, her looks and sponsorship were more responsible for her career longevity than her talent. At one point, F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone offered to pay to get her an F1 drive, because she was that popular at the time. Although pundits seem to agree, she was nowhere near the level needed to compete in F1, and probably would have been an embarrassment. Her stint as a NASCAR driver, meanwhile, really damaged her reputation. It was a total disaster, and the reason race fans consider her an embarrassment to the sport these days. As for F1, she keeps getting herself into hot water. She doesn't know that much about F1, the teams, or the politics, and makes bad commentary. She also seems to actively detract women from joining the sport when the FIA is making a big push to get more women racers into open cockpit racing. Danica has implied that she thinks of F1 as a boys' club that women don't really belong in, which infuriated a lot of people. She's also been falling into conspiracy nonsense, having commented about lizard people ruling the world on her podcast. She's also rumored to be a climate change denier. She's had notable climate change deniers on her podcast, while F1 is promoting a sustainable image and a switch to carbon-neutral fuels in 2026. F1 fans basically didn't want her as a commentator to begin with, and now are arguing that they should dump her. Michelle Mouton would make a far better spokesperson for female racers. While in terms of women being involved in F1, Bernie Collins and Ruth Buscombe have both been phenomenal for commentary so far. Both are former strategy engineers with the F1 teams and really know their stuff.